Look, it's a mobile quarantine lab. Hey guys, Sean with Long Long Honeymoon. Secrets of a germaphobe. That's right, I was a germaphobe when being a germaphobe wasn't cool, because I don't like getting sick. In this video, we're going to share with you some of the steps that we take to protect ourselves and others from the spread of deadly cooties. Of course, we should all be washing our hands with soap and warm water. Be OCD about this. Wash your hands frequently, but there are a couple of problems with this. First of all, when you're in an RV, you're limited to how much water you have. You may not want to run the faucet for 3 minutes at a time washing your hands, right? So I always have plenty of sanitizer on hand. Rim shot, please. How much hand sanitizer do you see on my body right now? Or should I say on my person right now? I have it in my hat. Yes, I've been known to choose articles of clothing with little pockets where I can hide hand sanitizer. I've got a Purell wipe right here in my hat. Thank you, Chick-fil-A. My coat. Yes, you'll see sometimes I'm wearing jackets that have these shoulder/arm pockets. These little pockets are perfect for little bottles of hand sanitizer. And here we have warm vanilla sugar. My pants. Yes, I'm happy to see you, but that's actually a bottle in my pocket. These tiny little pockets, they're useless for just about everything except hand sanitizer. I typically carry small bottles because they're much more convenient. You can buy larger bottles and use those to refill the small bottles. So you don't have to toss away the container once it's empty, just refill it. In our tow vehicle, Seymour, we always have at least 2 pump bottles of hand sanitizer, 1 in each door. I also keep a pump bottle of hand sanitizer in the little spice rack next to the door of our trailer. So anytime I'm going in and out of the trailer, if I feel like I need to cleanse my hands, I can do so quickly and easily.
Okay, so Sean covered, disinfecting your own hands, but what about the things that you're touching on a regular basis? Those should be disinfected as well. And sometimes it's things that you don't always think about, your hood light or your water pump button or your tank displays. Those are things that you touch all the time. So wiping those down with a disinfecting wipe is a good idea. Faucets in your kitchen and in your bathroom. The touchpad on your microwave, because you're always touching that. The door handles on your fridge. Your temperature control. This screen, this is our solar panel screen, which is new for us. Your door on your RV, of course, is a good place to wipe down with a Clorox wipe. So these aren't just disinfecting, of course, they're removing dirt and grime as well. So it's kind of a twofer. See? All the grimy gook. The knobs on your stove, light switches, also your fantastic fan, if you have one of these in your RV. So if you don't like using Purell, or you don't feel like Purell really gets your hands clean, because sometimes I still feel like my hands are gritty or dirty after I've used Purell, carry wet ones. These are actually safe for your skin. Clorox type cleaning wipes, you do not want to use those on your hands. They would dry your hands out and be really bad for you, but these are hypoallergenic. So you can use these on your hands and actually wipe away dirt or grease or grime. This is like a little purse size 20 wipe bag that I usually have in the door of the truck. I also usually carry some of these in my purse. But the other thing that you should be wiping down that we all forget about, I forget about it, is your phone. Your phone is probably the dirtiest thing you touch every day because you set it down all over the place. You got it up next to your face. You carry it in gross bathrooms or wherever. And don't act like you don't take your phone to the bathroom, because I know you do, because most people do. You set it on a countertop, you don't think about it, and then you pick it up and put it next to your face. It's probably worse than the bottom of your shoe. Take one of these wet ones, wipe down your phone once a day.
And speaking of wiping things down, welcome to our RV bathroom. In these times of toilet paper shortages, the bidet is looking like a wise investment. Now, I first discovered bidets more than 20 years ago while doing business in Japan. Newsflash, water cleans better than dry paper. That's why we take showers instead of wiping our dirty bodies down with dry paper, right? So I've already done a detailed review of this thing. my mobile phone, my bidet. This is a portable bidet by Toto. For many years, we've actually had a Toto bidet seat in our home. And that thing is absolutely fantastic. It lights up with LED whenever you approach the toilet bowl. The seat is actually heated. Best of all, the bidet seat cleans the toilet bowl. They do help reduce greatly the amount of paper you need. I'll discuss that in detail in the review, and we'll put a link to that review right here somewhere on the screen.
So this is a Clorox disinfecting spray. It's basically just a sanitizing product for fabric or the air. It kills 99.9% of viruses and bacteria. You can actually spray your couch or, curtains with this disinfecting spray, and it will kill germs, viruses, etc. So you can just sort of give it a nice little once over. Curtains, any sort of like fabric area that you can't wipe with a disinfecting wipe, you can spray.
The Dump Station Experience. They were a great band in the 60s.
As a germaphobe, I typically will wear some sort of disposable glove at the dump station. But secondly, since I have so much hand sanitizer always available, I know that immediately after emptying the tanks, I'm washing my hands and I'm soaking them in Purell, kind of like Palmolive, I soak in it.
You're soaking in it.
In hand sanitizer?
Mild? Or more than mild.
But it's definitely best practice to carry around with you a big old box of disposable nitrile gloves. They're useful really around the RV for a variety of tasks, but anytime you're handling a sewer hose and emptying your tanks, probably good to have these things on. What about face masks, you ask? We spent a lot of time in Southeast Asia, and in Asia, you see a lot of people out in public wearing masks. Masks can be useful for a couple of reasons. They inhibit droplets, like when you cough or sneeze, so those droplets don't travel quite as far and maybe infect other people. To a degree, they could also protect you when you're reaching up to touch your face, because we all occasionally touch our faces. You just can't help it if you're a human being. But right now, I believe there's kind of a nationwide shortage of the really high-end masks. So we want our medical personnel to get those masks first. I think a mask is a good thing to have. Do I diligently wear one? No, I really don't. That said, they can be a useful tool, but if you're not gonna wear a mask, use a Kleenex when you cough or sneeze, or use your sleeve if you have one. So let's talk about fueling stations. At times, you're gonna have to stop for fuel. There are a lot of high-touch surfaces at any typical gas pump. Of course, these handles have people handling them all day long, and also the little squeegee wipe. So what I typically do is carry a pair of gloves with me at all times in the truck. I'll keep them usually in the door of the truck, and these are non-disposable gloves, but they at least prevent my hands from touching these high-touch, filthy surfaces. And of course, you could use disposable gloves if you prefer. If you do not happen to have some gloves handy, you can typically find some sort of paper towel, and sometimes the gas stations will even have gloves out for you that are disposable that you can use when you're pumping fuel. And of course, I will always follow up with a pump of hand sanitizer straight out of my door pump. Gotta get under those fingernails, Twin your fingers. I'm a happy germaphobe. Doors in public areas present quite a dilemma for the germaphobe, because a lot of times, even if you have washed your hands, you still have to go grab a door handle to get in or out of a place, including public restrooms. So what can you do? Well, in addition to carrying around hand sanitizer that you use quickly after touching that door handle, you can also open and close doors in unusual places. For example, there's no law saying you have to grab the handle right here. There's no law saying you have to push the door where everybody else pushes the door. So what I typically do, being a tall guy, if it's a push door, I will reach up and push high on the door to open the door, because I know the vast majority of people are not going to touch that surface. So you got to think creatively when you approach doors. Like for something like this, I would typically grab it up flush next to the door frame instead of grabbing where everybody else has touched. And you can look at most doors in public areas and you can see exactly where everybody's touching. For example, on this door handle, the paint has worn off here at the top corner. So it's pretty obvious where everybody is touching this door. So I would be more likely to grab it down here or grab it up here where the paint is not worn away. And if you look at a lot of doors in public places, you're going to notice that. Most of them have evidence that shows exactly where people are touching it. I mean, you really want to shake hands with somebody who didn't wash their hands leaving the bathroom? Well, that's what you're doing when you touch that door surface. Even though you washed your hands in the bathroom, they didn't, and now you got their cooties. So there you have it, guys. Secrets of a germaphobe. These are just some ideas to get you thinking about your own situation, your RV travel, and just life in general. How about you guys? Any germaphobes out there want to tell us what you do to protect yourself and others from the spread of germs and viruses? Chime in, post a comment. Stay well, guys. Remain calm, prepare, and we're gonna get through this together. I want to reemphasize, we are all taking this situation very seriously, and we encourage everyone to follow the best practices in protecting yourself, your loved ones, and everyone else from the spread of this virus and from the spread of all viruses. A lot of these personal hygiene steps are steps we all should be taking anyway. Until next time, thank you for tuning in. We look forward to reading your comments and to seeing you next week on another edition of Virus Weekly. Long, long honeymoon. And what do we say? We say, lo lo ho. Oh, don't touch your face when you say lo lo ho. I got an itch. I've got an itch. All right, let's go back out in the real world. I'm ready to do some camping.
Madge, palm olive's as good as gold.
I better get these to Fort Knox.
I'm sorry, I can't think of what this is called.
Water tank display.
Speaking of something that you should wipe down with disinfecting wipes occasionally.
Really? Oh, this. It's like, no, I'm not wiping my rear end with these.
No, please don't.
That might be painful.
But your bidet, yes.
On the other hand, I don't know. Can you do that?
No. Bad idea. You could use baby wipes, but not
Yeah.
that.
We'll talk about some better wipes for your behind later. Yeah, but this thing really doesn't get that dirty. It shouldn't get dirty. I mean, I guess it theoretically could get dirty. You do not insert this, by the way. This is a wand. It doesn't go in your body. That would be painful. At least it hasn't gone in my body. That's all I can say.